We have the thoughts, pre-game thoughts now of both managers, of Mikel Arteta, the manager of Arsenal, and the new man on the block, the new manager of Chelsea, in Liam Rosinho.
First leg from this Carabao Cup semi-final wasn't the same as against Napoli in midweek or today against West Ham, but there were similarities in the sense that in the second half Chelsea were much better in those games, and substitutions contributed to that. Does that give you confidence in case things aren't necessarily going well in the second leg, that again Chelsea can kind of come through in the second half and finish well?
Yeah, players are showing me that. The players are showing me that they're engaged. The players who are so important and frustrated not to start games are all coming on and having an impact. The reality is Arsenal are favourites for the tie. They're a goal up and they're at home, so they'll expect to go through. We need to take it as far as we can and as deep as we can. And then the second half, hopefully, will be massive in terms of turning the tie around. So far, I have to say, the substitutes in every game that we've played have made a huge impact. It's not down to my tactical stuff. There's some part of that, but it's down to their mentality to come on and help the team.
Wow, interesting thoughts from both managers, Arteta and Liam Rosinho, and they shared their thoughts on what they believe is going to be an interesting game. What also caught my attention was the fact that Liam Rosinho, the manager of Chelsea, accepted the fact that they are a goal down, they are the underdogs, and I feel with that kind of mentality, you may just bring a surprise.
You know what to do because you fix your problems in the second half.
Sorry to cut you off there, Stone. We just got word that we have Chalobah standing by for his post-game thoughts. A devastating defeat for Chelsea, no doubt, as they are now knocked out of the Carabao Cup at the semi-final stage.
Feeling like in the dressing room post that game?
Obviously, it was disappointing not to progress through. I thought the boys dug in really well, man. We gave our all today, and obviously maybe just lacked a bit in the final third. But I think it was an even game, very even game. Not much in it from them, but as I said, the boys gave their all, and I'm proud of the boys.
There was a clear tactical setup from the manager from the start of the game. Was the instruction to keep it tight into the second half and then try and nick it in the second half?
And for us, obviously, we analysed them and came into the game knowing what the game plan was, and I thought we done really well in the first half. They had nothing also, which they did in the whole game apart from that one moment. We stuck to the game plan, tried to execute it, but obviously in the end you got to score, So I think that's the only thing for us now. We need to look forward to in terms of creating more chances.
And the managers employ different tactical setups depending on the competition, depending on the opposition. You haven't had too much time on the training ground being in 4 competitions. What's it like as a player trying to onboard that tactical information from your manager?
Yeah, it's been intense, as you said. We haven't had much time on the training field due to so many games, and for us we just have to try and adapt the way he wants us to play, whether that's watching, having meetings, watching videos, and looking at things. And as I said, it's day by day. We've got to ease our way into it, but I feel that we're getting there.
And you're one of the leaders in this team now. You've been at this club for a very long time. How do you guys not drop your heads and make sure it's on to the next one? You've got Wolves on the weekend. What's the message now in the dressing room going forward?
Most definitely, we won't drop our heads. As I said, we're still in good form. Good string of results, and we're not going to allow this game to define our season. Obviously it's disappointing not to get to the final. We want to win the trophy, but we still have other stuff to play for. And for us, just keep our heads up and we go again. And
between now and the end of the season, like you say, there's 3 other competitions. You guys are in the Champions League, the Premier League, and the FA Cup. Have you or the manager set clear goals between now and the end of the season in terms of what you want to achieve?
For us, it's just game by game. So now we have to focus on Wolves. That's the next important game for us, and we take it game by game.
Thank you very much.
Interesting thoughts there from Chalobah. Obviously, he is disappointed, but he said a few things. It's about moving on to the next game. You can't sulk, or at least they say cry over spilt milk. It is all over now, but you can learn lessons from this. 5. However, we can get the thoughts of the player himself. We have Eze standing by right now at the Emirates, and these are his thoughts. Arsenal back in the final of the competition, and of course, Eze, first season at the Gunners. I'm pretty sure he has a lot to say.
Feeling like in the dressing room after you made it to your first cup final at Arsenal?
Yeah, it's big. Everyone's buzzing. You can see the energy in the stadium today at the end of the match. So yeah, it's a special moment for the team, a special moment for me to reach a final with my club. So yeah, grateful.
You said your club. Is that what it feels like right now? Of course, you've had some magic moments this season. You scored a hat-trick in the North London derby. But making this your first final at Arsenal, how special does that feel?
Yeah, it's big. It's big. It's what I came here to do, to help the team as much as I could whenever I'm called upon, and yeah, to be in a final is special for sure.
And this game was tough. You won it in the end. You came up against a resolute Chelsea side who made things difficult in the first half. Were you guys expecting them to set up like that?
We knew that they would change something and be a bit different and try to cause us problems, so I think we adapted well. We done what we needed to do. And yeah, when you work this hard and you put in performances like this, then you're always going to give yourself the best chance to win. So I think we did that today, and it showed.
And it was hard work. Eventually you got the win. You would have gone through with a draw, but how good did it feel to win that game at the death? Kai Havertz, who's had his injury issues this season, how big was it to actually win this game?
Yeah, it's big. It just shows the resilience in the squad. You can see at the end of the game everyone's dead because we worked so hard. Yeah, and for Kai to score as well, you know, he's a big player. He's been through a lot, so for him to be reaping the rewards, it's special for him as well.
We saw celebrations from the players. We heard the roar from the fans. This feels like the first step in what could be a potentially historic season for Arsenal. Carabao Cup Final on the horizon. How important is it for you as a group to get that first trophy on the board, and hopefully for you guys more things to come?
Yeah, I would say it's I guess it's important, but we're taking it game by game. We're not looking too far ahead. We know that we need to put in a good performance today, which was the main thing, the most important thing. And we go back to the league, we perform there, we do what we need to do, and when it comes, it comes. But for sure, we're ready. You're
making a habit of it. You made the FA Cup last season and won it with Palace. You're back to Wembley again, this time in the Carabao Cup Final with Arsenal. How excited are you to make that impact on the big stage at Wembley again?
Yeah, for sure. It's always the aim. I want to win with Arsenal. That's always been the aim, and we take it step by step, game by game, and there's a lot to play for this season. But for sure, we keep our heads on. We do what's necessary, and we keep pushing.
Thank you very much. God bless.
Incredible thoughts there from Eberechi Eze. He mentioned the fact that he won the FA Cup last season with Crystal Palace, and potentially, who knows, they could get another trophy with Arsenal. And like the interviewer asked the question, it could be a historic season for Arsenal. Potentially, who knows? And they talk on quadruple now. You wouldn't believe me.